Hi everyone. Today I'm back with another video and I will be talking about a very important topic that many of us often ignore. So this topic is about how we can talk to children when they are going through a moment of grief, whether it is related to death of a loved one in the family or a friend, because grief can come at any time in an individual's life. And what happens is that we are unable to understand how we can talk to children about it. Most of the time what we see is that we often ignore the fact that it's important for the child also to express their emotion at that particular moment. And we get stuck. Many people have asked questions as to how do I convey this to my child or any mental health professional who's dealing with children. This is a big challenge that they face. So because I have a diploma in child psychology along with my masters in psychology, I thought that this would be an important topic to share with you all, and I hope that it really helps in any kind of situation that you face where the child is uh, facing this kind of grief, whether you are a parent, whether you are a professional, or whether it's your sibling that you have to talk to. So let us continue. Stay tuned. So, number one is always make sure that the child knows this as soon as possible, and you as a person should be the first one to tell the child. You, I mean, here is if you are very close to the child, if you are the parent or someone that the child really connects to, make sure that the child does not hear this from anyone else or a secondary source, right? Second is let the child ask a lot of questions at that moment. Try not to shut the child. I understand it is a very difficult period for you as well if you are closely related to the child or if something like this has happened in the family, but it is a responsibility as adults to actually let the child ask questions related to the incident, right? Number three is you got to remain calm. Now, when I say calm, I do not mean that you have to shut down your emotions completely in front of the child, but answer the questions in a as calm poise or as calm way as possible, while explaining the child as to what happened and how this person is no longer present around you or around the child. Then number four is obviously reassuring the child. Now because this period of grief the child has seen at a very young age, there is a tendency to generalize it in other scenarios. The child might feel really vulnerable at this moment and feel that others around the child who are present right now might not be present with the child. So at this moment it's our responsibility as adults who are dealing with the situation of grief that the child is also going through, to make the child understand that the child is not going to lose other people around them, and that whatever happened at that scenario, based on the situation, whether the death was accidental or whether it was about to come, like we know for example that happens in cancer, you know that the person has lesser number of years left. So explain the child the situation and reassure the child again and again that the child is not going to lose everyone around himself or herself. Then of course is let the child express their feelings. Along with asking questions, it's important that we let the child give that child the space to actually express what they are feeling, whether it is anger that the person so close has left, whether it is amount of sadness or crying or things like that. So let the child talk about what has happened. Maybe you could use mediums of art so that the child can draw what they are feeling, because some children might tend to shut down and not be able to express their emotions at the moment. Talking to children, asking them to tell in the form of stories, share the experiences about the individual, and important times that they basically spend together, encourage them, allow them to express this as much as possible. Number 6, you have to provide the child basic information about the event, but do not overwhelm the child with too much of information. Instead, provide them very relevant and very honest answers of what happened, how it happened, and the child is not alone. Give them facts and be very, very honest about this entire thing. Then obviously number 7 is being available for the child at that moment, because children require your support all the more in that particular scenario. So your support needs to be very consistent throughout this, keeping a check on them, having a lot of follow-ups, and spending a lot of time with the child, so that the child knows that he or she is not alone, and you are there for reassurance, you are there for support. Lastly, that is number 8 in this scenario, is encourage something that we call as memorialization. So how are you going to do this? Now, some people plant a tree in the memory of that person. Some people could encourage the child to do certain acts of kindness in the name of the person. So this will kind of make the child understand that they will feel good about themselves. Also, they will kind of feel connected to that person who is no longer present. So you are not doing nothing but channelizing this psychological loss in various other activities that the child can do in remembrance or in memory of the person, right? So guys, I mean, why I brought this topic up, I know it's a serious topic that we are discussing about, but it is very important, and this is a question that always comes up, that if something like this happens in the family, how am I supposed to communicate to the child? I don't want my child to feel hurt, I don't want my child to be broken at that moment. So these are some of the 8 points that would help you in this process, if at all this happens with anyone around in the family or in the child's world. And remember that in any situation of grief, there are certain stages, and people do move on, and things get better with time. Especially the first year of after the loss is really difficult, so the entire family faces this emotion together. So it's important that we talk about our emotions at that moment, and do not hide them from the child. Let the child also feel that I don't feel this alone, others around me, adults around me also feel this way. So express yourself in that moment, and make sure the child also understands and goes through every stage of grief. I hope these points were relevant for you all, and would be helpful for you in the near future, in case you are a working professional who's dealing with children and has to talk to parents about how to deal with this scenario, or in case you are a parent yourself or a sibling yourself dealing with this situation. So if you liked the video, please share it with as many people as possible. Please subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon, and make this channel reach as many people as possible, as much as you can spread it to your contacts, because that would also help me share my views with others. And please feel free to ask any questions, give suggestions as to what are the topics that I could work on in future in this video making thing that I do. So have a wonderful day, and see you soon in the next video. Bye.